What is good, YouTube? It's Joey, and today we're coming with my top 10 NFL quarterbacks. I am projecting to have are the best quarterbacks, in my opinion, right now for the 2021-2022 season upcoming. Now, huge disclaimer before we start, and before you start skipping through the video and blah blah blah. I do not have Deshaun Watson on this list. And you may be like, oh, what? You don't have Deshaun Watson? Now listen, it's just everything he's going through. I don't know if he's going to play a down of football. I know for sure he's probably not going to play a down of football for the Texans. Because A, he doesn't want to, and B, because the Texans, because he's has all those legal accusations against him and he's in trouble. So I don't know if he's going to be suspended. I don't know if he's going to be not playing football. I don't know. He's got a lot of allegations against him. He's being sued in court or whatever for, you know what I'm talking about. So Deshaun Watson is facing legal troubles. So just because of that, that's why I did not rank Deshaun Watson. But if I knew Deshaun Watson was starting, he would definitely be in my top 5 NFL quarterbacks for sure. Because he has great athleticism. I like his deep ball. He can throw on the run. He's really good breaking tackles and running. And he can throw it on all levels of the field. But I just did not have Deshaun Watson on this list because I don't know if he's going to play a full season next year, if any games at all. So that's a huge disclaimer before you start. We also have some honorable mentions. I did not put any first-round rookie quarterbacks on here. There's just a lot of good quarterbacks. I also didn't find room for Lamar Jackson on this top 10, which was really surprising to me, but there's just so many good quarterbacks I like on this list over Lamar. But Lamar is obviously that electric runner, and he has good touch on his throws and can throw on the run and make people miss, so that's really good. Ryan Tannehill, I left him off, even though he had a really good statistical season. I think he's going to take a dip of production because teams are kind of figuring out the Titans' offense and the Titans' weapons are kind of dwindling a little bit. And Baker Mayfield and Kirk Cousins are also a couple of guys that you could consider, but I don't think they're just there just yet, kind of relying on run first, play action stuff, bootlegs, and throwing like that. So we get on to the top 10, and we have Dak Prescott to start here. So he's a great leader. He comes from behind. He has good mobility. Dak has great legs. He can run outside of the pocket, get him on the move, makes throws on the run. He's good from the pocket. He's good at reading defenses and throwing for a lot of yards. You could say he benefits from the weapons. But his concern is his ankle injury. That was a really ugly injury for him. And that's just concerning for me. Can he stay healthy and do that? Because if he's healthy, if you take Dak Prescott away from the Cowboys, they're one of the worst teams in the league. But when you put him on the Cowboys, as you saw last year, he keeps them in games single-handedly. So Dak Prescott's at number 10. Really underrated quarterback. The Cowboys basically had to pay him. He can make accurate throws on all levels and good mobility. It's just, can he stay healthy? That injury was really ugly. But I got him at 10 because at 9 we got Matthew Stafford, who arguably still has one of the strongest arms in the league, and he can drive the ball deep downfield. He's a gunslinger quarterback who can throw it in tight windows. And he's a tough guy. Carried a bad Lions organization. He's not really the most mobile, but he can buy some time and throw balls deep. And he's not just limited to the deep ball. He can also drive the ball in those windows, intermediate, short throws. But another guy that has injury concern, it's like, can he stay healthy? Will injuries bother him? Will they slow down? Will he miss significant time? It's all up in the air, but as far as Matthew Stafford goes, he's one of the purest passers in the league right now. Really strong arm and just great at fitting throws in there. Good gunslinger quarterback that can put up a lot of points in yards, but I got him at 9. And number 8, we got Joe Burrow, who's one of the smartest quarterbacks in the league. And from the pocket, when he gets in rhythm, he can go from read to read and distribute the ball accurately. He's a really good deep passer too. He was good in LSU. And now with Jamar Chase coming back. Before he got injured last season, he was performing pretty well with the bad offensive line. But it's just another ugly injury to him. It's like, can another guy that needs to stay healthy, and he's behind a really bad offensive line. But I do have Joe Burrow at 8 here. He's just got all the intangibles, former number 1 overall pick. He showed he can perform at the NFL level. I like him as a player, so we got him at number 8. Number 7, which is surprising, I have Russell Wilson this low. It's not really on Russell Wilson, it's on like his situation in Seattle, and I don't think he's going to perform as well as some quarterbacks ahead of him on this list. But as far as Russell Wilson goes, he probably has the best deep ball in football, can throw with touch and accuracy anywhere on the field. Good mobility and throwing on the run, holds on. So some concerns are holding onto the ball too long, trying to buy time for his receivers. He's good at that, buying time, but sometimes he holds onto the ball too long. He doesn't really have good play calling and a good offensive line going for him, but he's very tough. He's taken a lot of sacks and he can stay healthy, so that's good. He's a good leader and he can be clutch when he needs to. I like his touch, just the way he can put air under the ball. He can zip it in there when he needs to, on the run, rolling left, rolling right. He can just make any throw. It's just like on the second half of that season last year, really didn't see any production, and that's what worries me. Is the bad offensive line and the run-first scheme and uncreative passing game that the Seahawks have with their play calling. So I think he's being held back by Seattle itself, and when he's relied on too much, it's not good, and he can't really get through that. So I've Wilson at 7. It's surprising he's this low. I think he's an elite quarterback. It's just I don't think he's going to perform as well as the guys ahead of him. Number 6, Justin Herbert. Just had an insane rookie year, and I think he's going to continue to improve. He has just that great arm strength, good mobility. He has really good release, can fit it in there really well, make throws on the run, just an electric player, good drive on the ball, good pace, but he had one good year, and it's like, is that a fluke? He can drive the ball well downfield. He can throw intermediate. He can throw short. He's probably going to get better with his touch, and he has good presence of the pass rush and able to do everything you want in a quarterback. But it's just like, I want to see one more year before I rank Herbert higher. But this is pretty high after just 1 year. But Herbert is a great quarterback. I think he can continue to improve, which is an insane thought, but I have him at 6. Number 5, I have Kyler Murray. Now you guys might be thinking, bias, a little bit too high, question mark. I think Kyler is very underrated. Some say he's more overrated. Some are going to point to his decline. in the second half of the season. But the only reason why Kyler Murray's play declined from an MVP type level down and took levels down was because he wasn't healthy. He had a little shoulder problem, which hampered his throwing ability, and then he had a little ankle injury that hampered his running ability. But when healthy, Murray, I believe, can take a step up next year and be a very elite quarterback and probably one of my MVP candidates. He's just really athletic running the ball, amazing mobility, very fast. The way he can hop, skip around defenders and buy time and make plays is just insane. Evade pressure, get outside, and he can make throws on the run when he's running, and his arm strength is just insane. The way he can just flick it down the field, can drive the ball downfield really well and zip it into the tight windows. So we just need to see Murray stay healthy and improve as a passer, kind of like that, and see if his relationship with Cliff Kingsbury, quarterback and coach, can evolve. And I think it can if they're not completely reliable on Kyler, which Kyler's shown he can step up like that. But he needs to stay healthy and develop as a passer, but he's really electric as a runner, can make plays with his legs, has a great arm, and is getting better and improved from his rookie year to this year. So I accidentally switched the slide, but number 4, we have Josh Allen. So this is getting in very elite territory. Josh Allen arguably has the strongest arm in the league. He can just cannonball it deep. A really good deep ball, can drive the ball down the field. He's a really has underrated mobility and speed, and is a very tough runner. And he can make any throw, basically. He can roll right, throw a bomb down the field, roll left, throw the ball down the field, throw from the pocket, drive the ball in there where it's needed, and he can just throw the ball where it needs to be. But it was one season. That's really the only knock, and that AFC Championship game, which wasn't all his fault, but it wasn't that pretty. So it's like, was one MVP caliber season a fluke? Is he going to be a one-year wonder? I don't think so, but Josh Allen is a really good young quarterback, and Bills fans could not be happier to have him. He's just a really special player. And surprisingly, he's only number 4 because these top 3 quarterbacks are really good. Starting off with Tom Brady at 3, you could make the case to put Tom Brady at 1 because he just keeps winning Super Bowls. But we're just ranking quarterbacks pure player right now in their stage of career. So the knock on Tom is he's not mobile, but that's okay because he makes everyone around him better. He's a great leader. He's pushing his teammates to be good, and is a really perfect leader for his team. He's a straight winner. All he does is come out there and wins games. He's probably the best pure pocket passing quarterback in the league, and he's still the greatest of all time. He hasn't lost much arm strength. He still has a great arm. You saw that driving the ball down the field. Tom is really good at that, and he's very smart. If you give Tom Brady time, he's gonna pick you apart. He's gonna find the open read. He's really good at reading quarterback or defenses, and he also has great pocket awareness. The way he can just shift around the pocket and buy time like that is just really special. And then he can shuffle to his left, shuffle to his right, and find a guy down the field. And if he has to jog a little bit and make a throw, he can do that. But it's not mobility is not really his thing, but his far as a pure thrower and pure pocket presence, Brady has touch, Brady has accuracy, Brady has driving ability. He's very smart. So the only knock on Brady is if he doesn't have good pass protection, then he's going to tend to struggle. If you get after Tom Brady, if you rush him and make him uncomfortable and take away his quick read, that's probably how you get rid of him, and also cover his receivers. You don't beat Tom Brady himself, you beat the team around him. That's how you beat Brady. But he's very good, still an elite quarterback, just won the Super Bowl, but he's only at 3, surprisingly, because we have Patrick Mahomes at 2, and you're like, at 2? But Mahomes has good mobility. He's pretty fast for a quarterback. He can run around, roll to his left, roll to his right, make any throw on the run, and he just has insane arm strength, the way he's just able to chuck it down the field. He can just throw across the body and stuff. That's just changing the game. Just the way he can flick it anywhere. He can make any throw you ask him to, and he's getting better at reading defenses. But the tough Super Bowl loss and what Tampa Bay did, will their game plan be used by more NFL teams to kind of stop the Chiefs and stop Mahomes, or will he still be unstoppable against most teams? Who knows? But Mahomes, as a pure player, has the arm strength, has the abilities to throw any throw you want him to. But a player this good is only at 2, because who's at number 1? Aaron Rodgers, the reigning MVP, is still the number 1 quarterback for me, because that season last year was absolutely ridiculous. 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Just think of that. 48 and 5 to like his best season yet, and he literally had like a 45 and like some 2 or 5 or something. I don't know, but insane touchdown to interception ratio. Rarely turns the ball over, and just really good at reading defenses. He still has decent mobility, so he can still roll right, roll left, and make any throw you want him to. Aaron Rodgers is just that good. He has the best release in the game, in my opinion, the way he can just flick the ball and just put it in any spot you want him to. He can throw with touch, he can throw with any window, deadly on the run. Just when he gets outside the pocket, he can just throw it on the strike, on the dime, on the run, and he can just flick the ball and it just goes there. So as far as Aaron Rodgers goes, he has every single quality you want in a pure passing quarterback, with some added decent mobility, with the flick of the wrist, and it just magic happens. So Aaron Rodgers, plus that Matt LaFleur system, plus all the weapons around him, plus a good offensive line, is what led him to the MVP award. And if he stays in Green Bay, could have another very good season. If he leaves and goes somewhere else where he retires, and that's a different story. But right now, in my opinion, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. So that's my top 10 quarterback rankings. Let me know if you agree, disagree. The disclaimer in the start of the video, I had Deshaun Watson off this list because I didn't know if he was going to play. Allegations against him, doesn't really want to turn to the Texans. Deshaun Watson's situation is ugly, but if he is playing top 5 quarterback for sure. But anyways, that's going to do for me. Like and subscribe. Road to 400. What did you guys think of this tier list, or this rankings of quarterbacks? And do you want to see more videos like this in the future? Let me know what you think. Thank you all so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace, man.